our neighbors and people that visit these positions, and we thank you for your guidance every day in our lives, not only here in this forum. We thank you for all you do today, tomorrow, and the days to come to make our lives and our neighbors and our friends and families a better life here in Stanton. Thank you for all you do every day. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank you.
Commissioner Meadows?
Here.
Mayor Jones here. Commissioner Coker?
Here.
Commissioner Brown? Here. And Commissioner Perry?
Present.
Thank you all.
Well,
We don't have any public concerns.
feelings here.
You want-
It's just coming. We just couldn't.
you guys wanna go ahead and talk to Brady?
Yeah, I can do this, right? Everyone, most of you know me, Nick Blankenship, I'm the branch manager for People's Bank here in Georgetown, just down the road. I wanted to attend your old meeting so I could meet some of you that I haven't had the chance to in person already. But I also want to bring a couple of our partners, to just kind of discuss what People's Bank could offer the city. So we've got Leanna Ross, who works in our trust and investments department. I know there's been some conversations about some ways that maybe we can get you a higher return on your investment. And then I've got Gail Carter, who works in our commercial insurance team. Maybe some ways we can lower your overhead. And so if you have any questions for us, I'll go ahead and kind of hand it over. And I'll also mute my phone. Sorry. Thank you.
So again, my name's Leanna Roth. I have been with People's Bank for 22 years. I work in trust and investment services, have been the whole time I've been at the bank. Kind of not sure exactly what you all are looking for, but to give you just a little bit of overview, when you become a client of People's Trust and Investment Services, what we do is we like to sit down and have a conversation. We assess what you all are looking for. What are your needs? Because we can invest in anything, you know, from laddered CD portfolios. So municipalities use us because it's an ease, because of the fact you open one account, an investment account, and then we can ladder the CDs for maturity. We can ladder it to make sure you stay under the $250,000 FDIC insurance limit. And it's just one account that you're maintaining, and then it's one contact. So then when it's matured, then we go out and we look for better CD rates. So we go out in what's called the brokerage world. So we're buying CDs from all over the country. So it could be, you know, maybe a California bank is offering rates that the local banks are not. So we're able to do that. We also can do investments in bonds, stocks. A lot of what I would be looking or think that you all would be looking for would be maybe instead of buying individual stocks or individual bonds would be the mutual funds where you're going to get the diversification. But what we would do is come in and sit down and assess what you all are looking for and have that conversation with you. And then we could implement it. So when you become a client of People's Bank, you're assigned a relationship manager, which would be myself. So I would be the day-to-day contact and have a whole team that supports me. So if you all needed money moved, something along those lines, I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I used to say if I got hit by the proverbial bus, but HR says I have to say I won the lottery. Your day-to-day work would still go on, right? It wouldn't just stop because I'm no longer there. So I have a team that supports me. You're assigned an investment officer that would also come to a lot of these meetings, and we would sit down and talk and see what need you all needed met to be fulfilled, and we would be able to take it from there. So I'll stop and ask, you know, is there any questions or anything that you all want me to go into further?
I think you answered one of mine. We just did a CD with you.
You did it with the retail side of us.
And the rate was not as well as a local bank here was, and so we're wondering, so now you answer, you'll search out and find, like, we can come to you and say, hey, you know, the common premium right now has 1% better. You all can find that hopefully, or.
Yeah, what we do is when you would open an investment, it's what we call an investment management account. And then we would come to you and you could say, I want, let's say, and I'm just gonna throw figures out there. I'm not sure what you all are looking for, but let's say it's $1 million, right? And we're looking to have, you know, a 6-month CD, a 12-month CD, an 18 month, 2 years, 3 years. So we go out and look for those rates. And a lot of times, even if you're talking, the bank next door has a 50 basis points higher than what People's Bank would at that time. A lot of times we're even getting higher than that. And depending on the length that you're wanting, but what would happen then is we would kind of manage that. So then when those CDs come up to be laddered again, we would make sure that that's still what you all wanted to do and we're able to do those. And go out and ladder them that way. Again, it's the ease because it's one account. We make sure that it's under the $250,000 limit. So all of the CDs are FDIC insured, so there's no worries about that. Now, if you chose to invest it in, bonds and stocks, there is market volatility that could arise from those kinds of things, which you're going to get much better returns from, right, especially right now in the stock market and things along those lines. But that would be a conversation that we would have with you all. I have some school systems that we do this very same thing for in the Ashland area, where we got their food service and their general accounts. We look at, the immediate need of those funds. So how soon are you going to need access to them, right? We look at that and then come in and assess, like, what is your all's needs? What are your wants? How comfortable are you with the investing? Even if it started with CDs and then you all built up funds and you wanted to do maybe a more of an income portfolio where it's in bonds, that's going to pay you a higher interest rate. Bonds right now are paying 5, 6, 7%. We're seeing that on bonds because of the fact interest rates are dropping. And that has an adverse effect on bonds. So bond prices go up when interest rates go down. So we're seeing some good rates on that. So, we would be assessing what your all's needs were and then implementing that and putting it in place. It's not a one time and done. Companies' needs and municipalities or school systems, their needs change through the years, right? So it would be a constant communication to say, this is where you are today. Maybe you now, instead of having $1 million, you've got $5 million, and we can do something more with part of this. Just keeping that communication open and building that relationship. So, any more questions for me?
If you know off the top of your head, if you don't, if you give us maybe some printouts of what you all had, like when you did the S&P last year. I know KLC, they put out something that they're.
Yeah, so you want our performance to the,
Yes,
so,
last year,
I
10%.
can get that emailed over to you. You say carry stuff like that with me, but I don't think I have any performance. I can tell you right now, the aggressive growth portfolio. So what we've got at People's Bank is we have an internal investment team. So it's not one person that's making these assumptions, right? We are a publicly traded, so we do have a board of directors, and these investment team has to answer to the board of directors. So they can't go rogue, right? Our aggressive growth portfolio, year to date is up almost 19%. That's about 88% in the stocks. Our income portfolio, which is about 20% in stocks, is up a little over 9% year to date. So but we've got the 5 different portfolios depending on risk tolerance. The good thing about People's Bank and our what we call those risk-based portfolios is typically standard in the industry. If you're a balanced objective, you're typically 60% in stocks and 40% in fixed income, which is the bond portion of it. We've got what I refer to as guardrails. So in that balanced portfolio, we can be anywhere between 45 to 60% in stocks. You can't predict what the stock market's going to do, but there's always good indication of volatility that's going to be coming, right? So, for example, one of the examples I can use right now is when COVID happened, the stock market dropped like this. There was no underlying reason for that drop other than everybody was hollering, Chicken Little, the sky's falling. There was no economic data. There was no political climate. There was no really turmoil. So what we did was we took advantage of that and actually bought stocks. So we're managing that for you. But in our portfolios, we've got the ability, so I would assume something more towards the income portfolio would be something of what you all are looking for. We can actually take that stock from 0 to 30%. So if we see volatility, we will actually decrease the equity exposure in those portfolios. But that's just part of the management that we do.
In your investment quotes, if we were to join our investment quotes, do we have the ability to still tailor it down if we don't be involved in certain things
Yes.
like fuel,
Yes.
and pornography,
Yes.
things like that?
Oh, we wouldn't do that kind of stuff anyhow.
You say you wouldn't? I know you say you wouldn't, but a lot of companies say that they end up investing things they don't realize are tied to certain things.
It could bring in, socially responsible, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Are you on that Georgetown's?
I'm
Are
sorry,
you currently doing Georgetown's?
No,
They had a big meeting last night and they were talking about a secretary investing into a secretary. There's so, let me get this straight. Cities can only invest in certain kind of types of investments.
it's gonna depend on how their, bylaws are written. So some,
So our bylaws or the states?
Well, we have statutes, yeah. Dakota, you're right. There's certain things we can't.
Right, so that's where, but that's the reason I'm going on, is like, I think Georgetown wrote over like a $1.5 million stock bonds last night, and I think it was, they were investing into some kind of like clerk or something. I don't even know what it was, but it was like almost a guaranteed return, a return.
it could be an annuity, but I wouldn't think that municipalities would wanna get into
I
annuities
don't,
because
that's, well, that's kind of like what I was asking.
Good
unless,
question.
that's correct, because with annuity, you're locking in for a 5-year period, and if you needed access to those monies, you pay steep penalty to
Well,
get out of.
They did make a point, like if they wanted to get out in 3 months, then they would have to hold the money for 3 months or something like that.
Right, so.
So you would lose 3 months of that money.
Right.
You could instantly get your money. Yeah, I know Peter was there.
Peter was.
Peter was there last night.
Oh, well, it was investing primarily in municipal bonds.
Okay,
Yes,
so, okay, yeah, so that, and with municipal bonds, you know, of course, you ought to pay income tax anyhow, but that's what a lot of investors do because the interest on those or the income on those are income tax free, but yes. So we can do municipal bonds, we can do any kind of a portfolio that you all would like to see. That's where the assessing comes in, coming in and talking with you all. If you decided to build that relationship, we would sit down as a group and kind of where you've got more time to talk about what your risk tolerance is, what you want to be invested in, what are the returns we're seeing, those types of things.
Listen, I'm sold. Okay. We don't have a lot of money to play with, but we gotta watch what we got.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
completely understand.
So what type of fees do you have?
So on a 100% fixed income portfolio, which would be like a laddered CDs, it's 50 basis points, so 0.5%.
Say 50.
50, 0.5%.
Going away from this a little bit, would you be the lady we talked to for credit cards, setting up credit cards?
No, that would be me.
Yeah, so we have an in-house treasury management specialist. I work alongside them. You would talk to me as much as you would them.
Okay, so we want to get out of central.
That is something that we can take care of. We actually just upgraded our commercial, credit card offerings. So we've got some specials right now that you all might take advantage of. We'll talk about that later.
One other question, not to say you're like Walmart, Best Buy, but can you all match in loans just to a certain extent?
In loans?
Well, here's a brief example. We have a possibility now of having, a very nice purchase for the city. There is a state program that'll give us 3% on a 15-year loan for up to $125,000. Is that something you all can look into, see if you can match that or do better than that?
There might be programs specifically for municipalities and CRA and things like that that I could look into. For me to promise that right now would
No,
be
I'm.
ill-advised, but I can definitely get you an answer this week.
What was it? What was this loan for?
It's for an apparatus, for a fire apparatus.
Yeah.
Could it be?
North-
Yeah. So,
Star.
well, yes, but
They
I'll,
turn it around in 24 hours usually.
yeah, we have a couple different offerings. So People's Bank in 2023 acquired a company called North Star Leasing based in Vermont, but they handle all 50 states. And they do lease to own, and their funding turn times are what their strength is really. And they can get approvals within 24, 48 hours for specialty equipment. There's really nothing they can't do. I mean, they've got Division I turf fields that you see on Saturdays. And so that might be something you're interested in. Another thing to take into consideration, and I don't necessarily know exactly what you're purchasing, but People's Bank has a foundation that we do grants for. And that might be something where it's like, what's better than 3%?
I would like to talk.
But I don't know if it was eligible for that. That's something we can maybe have a conversation with separately.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that is something that, you know, every year changes and we're about to cross into a new year, so.
And if you do apply for the loan or grant through the foundation, if you don't get it this quarter, apply again next year. Because they're covering our whole footprint. So they have, you know, applications coming in all over and maybe next time you do get it.
How often does that foundation come up? Is it every quarter?
I think it's quarterly.
Yes.
They give
And we just-
yes.
And not to say this has any ill effect on your availability, but we did just do a grant in Fayette County, so like, the money is coming to this area, so it's not just in the ether.
What is it going to a volunteer fire department serving the community out of their heart?
If you all apply, it might. But no, that might be a strong consideration to where maybe even a portion of the funds, even if it doesn't cover all of it,
Yeah.
could go to that, to where
And
you're
then
offsetting, you're like,
you have to take.
oh, if it's, 4% and 0%, that's still better than 3% with that, something.
Well, and the type of loan you all can provide is better than, there are a lot of things you got, hoops and things you gotta do if you're locked into the government, state government and financing.
Yeah, fair enough. And there might be prepayment penalties and things like that that they're taking into consideration. But yeah, we can absolutely get you the information on both the grant process and how much those limits are, as well as what our terms and fees would be if you were to do a more traditional loan for either all of it or a portion of it, if we have to go that route.
You're following up on credit card.
Yes, and then, not to just completely throw out random names, but we do, as I mentioned, have in-house credit card offerings. And that will be, Dustin Liver,
GTH.
Liver, like liver, but don't call it liver. But no, so he's out of our Louisville office, so he covers Louisville to Lexington, and obviously Stamping Grounds Dead Center. And so, he'll come.
Same person I was working with for, yeah.
Exactly. And so he will come to this meeting and meet you or whatever, if it needs to be in front of the full, city, board, but yeah, that'll be the guy, and I can start that conversation as early as tomorrow to see what it would look like. There's 100 different ways we can structure it. We can have it be one payment to where you will just have a full consolidated bill. Or you could have it to where every person who has a card has their own line item bill, so you can pay, as you go.
You said a great word, line item, and it's a good way for us to track, be fiscally
Yeah.
responsible.
And we can make it as easy as possible.
Thank you.
Okay.
You finished? If they have no more questions for me.
Just from me, thank you for the sponsorship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Did you get, because we directed pods to it. Did you have this?
She would have to tell me, but yeah,
Okay, it was, I know that we put it into the parks account.
the new parks account,
Okay.
yes.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, those things, if you look for it, it should be the parks account.
I bought everything. She's just gonna write me a check for
Okay, fair enough.
that. But yeah, thank you for that.
So we need to get in contact with you, but listen, we'll be honest, I think we have what, $70,000 to play with? Is that roughly, we decided to what, put 40,000 into a bonds, but you've already done that, right? Or is it CDs?
Bonds or CDs?
CDs.
I'll say this, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but if you're going to decide that you want to move that money into an investment, I can probably get that.
Well,
waived. Or like
The
early.
thing is
I'm not gonna-
this, you have to, it's not our money,
Sure.
and we have to do what's is right, it's
Yeah.
safe.
100%.
And we this is new for Stamping Ground to be able to invest it. It's kind of like a big leap, believe it or not, because I don't know if we've ever,
Well,
ever invested it. And, we didn't want to put all of it in one basket. So, if this rolls well and we do well, this might be an option that that's all we do. But, you have to realize that, we may not be coming at you with $1 million.
I think we wanted to diversify it a little bit, just to make
yeah.
sure that we know.
When you say diversified,
Like we want to have some investments, but we want to have some of the seats, the CDs where we kind of know what we're doing.
safe, safe.
Yeah, save,
Be really safe.
And
maybe not
Let's-
so safe.
To her point, we can have CDs in that investment portfolio so that you see your return across the board,
Mhm.
but some of them would be in CDs, which are safe.
Yeah.
And then some of them would be going to Vegas and gambling on black.
Well, and to
They're-
I think we had this conversation today, I hate.
always
this.
plan.
what Commissioner Melo said, this is really truly new here because this commission for the past so many commissions has thought we were still the old law, which you could not do S&P, things like that. And so we've been locked in that frame of mind and now seeing that we could actually make some money, especially because we're kind of all a little sad that, 13 years ago, we had $500,000, $500,000 in accounts and savings and C's, and now
That's
a tenth of that.
You also had 18 accounts or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that,
Makes the party.
just to kind of take off our clerk's workload, when we meet monthly, we do financials on a certain meeting. Can one of the advisors send us a sheet that we can put in our packet for that meeting to show where our portfolio's at currently? Not an in-depth one, but just maybe help us.
Yes, yes,
Like a white paper.
Maybe
Yes.
quarterly.
Yeah.
Maybe quarterly.
Whatever's easiest for you.
Well, it doesn't sound like that's typical.
we track that all the time. I mean, it's updated monthly. At the end of every month, usually by the 5th business day, everything's updated with what the rate of returns and everything. So, yes, absolutely.
And then with that, if it's not something you all can come to all of our meetings, maybe just a little snapshot of what's going on in the market, if there's any recommendations we have, because here's the thing too, the whole commission has to agree.
Right.
3 out of the 5 have to vote on something, so the more information you get into our hands, one person has to come back and funnel everything, they'll forget half the information that we told them.
I'm always available to come.
Awesome.
So anytime you need, but I will, get,
You work up here?
I work in, my office is actually in Russell, Kentucky, but I cover pretty much so.
Y'all have anybody up there that, like, or would you just come in?
It's actually just in town, what was it, last week?
And she met with another business client last week, so it's
We all work full time.
Johnny on the storm.
So, I mean, that's one of the biggest problems is we have to catch a day that we're available.
I could come in the evening. I mean, I tell people my car's got headlights every time.
Administration.
And you need it, Russell Springs. You need it.
Yeah, yeah, my car's got headlights. It'll drive just fine at night, so I don't have a big problem coming
I
in.
would be interested if you would give us a proposal where we should put this, invest this money in, and then let us talk about it and vote if that's where we should decide to put it.
Yeah.
So if you come back and I say this is the best option that I think for your city, whether we get to looking at being able to even invest because it's a city thing or whatever. You
I'm
know,
just gonna tell you from my personal.
we gotta let Joe look over this too.
With what you've got, you're probably gonna wanna keep it a little safe. I wouldn't gamble a lot with what you've got now.
Right.
I would do some laddered CDs and things like that as the money starts building up, then we can look at some different options.
Right.
But right now, you're gonna want to hold on to what you've got. Market's been very good to us the last couple of years. Do we think it's gonna have a pullback? Oh, yeah.
All
Oh, yeah, baby, it's coming.
right.
It's coming. Don't know when. There's nothing there that's indicating that there's gonna be volatility, but it will come. And I wouldn't want you all to have $100,000 invested and then lose half of it and need it.
Right.
I would never want that. We're always gonna do what's in the best interest of the client. And as I said, right now, I think probably CDs is going to be the best rate for you all right now, but I will provide rate of returns. I will provide some long-term CD rates of what I'm seeing, so you all can see those and then you all can make the judgment because it's up to you all.
And hopefully you all, it'll be a bank we stay with for a while. We've had some back and forth with banks and things. I think one thing you all be along with when we, a clerk's position here is continuity of our government. And you all as our banking institution will be continuity to come in and tell the future commission when it takes that hit, go, your money's still there as long as you don't take it out.
That's
People don't
correct.
realize that in
That's
S&P,
correct.
if they take it out, you've lost it. If you leave it, you still got the amount you put in there. It's just gotta build back up.
That's correct. The
We need
market's
you to
very
be the
stable.
continuity for that, to let them know.
Yes. I mean, back in 2009, we seen the stock market drop to 4,000 points, right? Now it's up to 46,000.
Yeah.
It will come back. It's just letting you all make sure you can weather that ride and not need the money.
Yeah.
So right now, I don't think you're to that point.
Right.
I think you would need it to be safe, but we could get there.
We definitely want the credit cards.
Yeah, I'll make sure that'll be line item A1 tomorrow.
And the last one is Gail, she's commercial insurance.
I won't be as long as she wants.
Mhm.
She just said that because I like to talk.
Yeah.
She works in the same office as me, she likes it.
Are you in Russell too?
Yes.
Yes, and it's Russell, not Russell Springs.
Oh,
Just Russell, just,
Oh.
not,
64. Yep.
I'm Gail Carter. I've been with People's Insurance for 25 years. I've been in commercial insurance for 37 years. I do a lot of municipalities and school districts, a lot of county stuff. That little list there has what we offer. We offer any type of insurance you need. I don't do health insurance, but on the back of that card, we do have a division that does health insurance. Who do you all have your insurance with right now?
KLC.
Is your workers' comp everything with them?
Workers' comp, we pay.
Keenan?
Aflac, that's on.
No, not Aflac.
That's on.
That's what, Kimmy. Did you say
Kimmy,
Kimmy? I think it's Kimmy, yeah. I think.
On the League of Cities, do you go through the league or do you go through an agent?
They have agents in-house that we go through.
Okay.
And we, like for health, we have Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. We carry dental for our employees.
What about your liability and your buildings and
Liability KLC as well.
as well?
Insurance pool, yeah. But it's not to say we wouldn't change it.
I was gonna say, are you married to them? Would you be opposed to letting us take a look at it and?
You're asking the wrong person. I'm on a third marriage, so I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Maybe that's one of these that lasted longer.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, we are always glad to tell,
Always
to get
willing
the
to take a course.
information.
It's hard to beat KLC though.
Yeah,
But
right,
it's not,
and they were,
it's not that it can't be done, because I have a city that I saved them a fourth of what they were paying. I mean, it is a small city. They paid like, their premium was 40 and I saved them $10,000.
the KLC comes with other benefits as well. Because their KLC was formed to kind of guide cities into the right direction.
But you're still available to all that, even if you don't have the insurance with them, you still have access to those.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know if we have a contract. I don't.
We've signed the one for
I
this.
know we've already
next year.
paid this year.
We signed the one for
Are
this.
you, are you the one?
Yeah,
We signed the
but
contract for this.
we are getting ready to hire a new employee, and if you could send the package over, you could provide her. If we're contracting KLC, that's public knowledge, right? I mean, that's not something we have to hide. So I could, well, you never know with what you
You're
can
right.
and can't, and especially
You're right.
contractual, what you can say. I don't want to get us sued. But I can send you what we have currently. I have a packet I could send to show you that. You could just tell us apples, oranges, oranges.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You beat it by 25%.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll know if we can take a crack at it.
That 10,000 was like 6%.
It never hurts to get a second.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost you, it's a little bit of time consuming to, to get all the underwriting information, but
What hurts us is we have 2 employees.
Hmm.
We don't have a lot of numbers.
I don't care. I don't do health insurance, so I'm not.
Well, no, no.
Oh,
Gather
On-
the information.
Oh, Brandon, oh, I see, okay.
It's,
Well, if you have like, if someone would have access to the League of Cities renewal application that has been
And that's
filled
fine.
out,
That's what I can send you. I have it.
Yeah, he's got.
then, yeah, I can go from that and,
One thing that I will mention, as you all are looking to onboard new employees, one of the big initiatives that People's Bank's done in the last 6 months is what's called workplace banking. I'm not sure if we've talked about it previously, but it's essentially a value add to the businesses that bank with us, municipalities included. Essentially, if you have a direct deposit, which, do you have direct deposit currently? Okay. So if your employees bank with us on the personal level, and their direct deposit goes to People's Bank as well, they get a myriad of benefits that they would only get by being employed by you all. So it's almost like an employment benefit that you can offer them at no additional cost to you. For example, because you all bank with us, you are a workplace banking company. If one of your employees opens an account with us and gets a direct deposit, we'll give them $300 as like a sign-on bonus. They also get discounts on all loans, whether it be car, personal, mortgages, closing costs are off. Depending on when you all fund, and I don't want to make any assumptions, but depending on when you fund your payroll, they can also get their paycheck up to 48 hours early. So if the money is there as early as Wednesday, they can get their paycheck as early as Wednesday. And that is, again, no cost to you. And so it is a value add that you get just by default.
we already have this, is what you're saying.
You have it now, it's just your employee would have to bank with us. And so what I do,
You understand?
And if you bank with us now, you just have to tell him, hey, I bank with you now, and they
Yeah,
can put your.
it costs nothing to either the employee or to the
Your account
employer.
numbers and stays the same and everything.
I've been to many new employee orientations in Lexington and Georgetown, saying like, hey, we're bringing somebody on. I give them a little pamphlet. I've got some, we're actually printing more because we gave them all out on Friday. And I'll get them to you all too, that breaks down all that information. And so I want to reiterate, no cost to you, but it's a benefit that you could tease to your potential candidates on top of whatever benefits you offer. So. It's,
I have one more question.
sure.
So I know in my bank, Well, I mean, Chase.
Jack, right through my heart. No, I'm kidding.
I can take a picture of a check.
Yep.
Deposit, y'all offer that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there any reason why we can't do that with the city, with you?
Nope, you can do it right now.
So, does it have to be done by phone, or can it be scanned or emailed, or
So
what?
you can take a
Has to
picture.
be with a phone?
Well, you could do it from the website, but you would have to be able to like get the image onto your computer.
The reason I ask,
Okay.
it's just, we pay for her to drive, and sometimes it's hard for her to get up there.
Yeah, of course.
And that's fine, that I don't have a problem paying her, it's not my problem. Is it, if it's, I can send this check and get it in there today.
So as long as you do it by 7 o'clock every day, it will be available next business day.
Okay, so the thing that we have to work on here though, as a city though, is how do we do that? Because we can't let her do it on her own personal phone.
So we do offer RDC, which that's the abbreviation for remote deposit capture. That is a physical machine that would sit at your office and connect to your computer, and you just slide those out. There is a fee of $50.
A year?
Upfront or monthly?
I believe it is monthly. Now, I want to clarify. There might be something we can do with that. I don't want to speak out of turn. The same person who would handle that is the same person who would handle the credit cards,
Okay.
the treasury management.
We're interested.
So my point is, I can get you all of those answers very quickly.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you don't want to go through with the RDC machine, you can do it from a computer, but you would just have to upload an image of the check unless you had, I don't want to sound like a scanner. You scan through. So if you have that,
Well,
we can fix it.
now that he said that, the little document like e-receipt scanners, you could try those pretty cheap.
Scan it.
Because instead of clicking the button that says like take photo, you're gonna click like upload.
Scan image.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and you would just,
Is there a limit?
in terms of dollar amount or how many times you do it.
Day, a limit,
So there is by default,
10?
I think it's actually higher for businesses. 15? Okay. 50, that's what I was gonna say was 50. So there might be a limit on how many times you do it in a day, but we can always change those. There's just a default, I don't wanna call it,
$50,000.
well, my point is, sometimes you might get like a bunch of donation checks where you have 10. You could run all of those,
Okay.
it's 50 some.
I think it's something we need to look into.
Yeah.
Do you all take like tax dollars and
Yes, but,
any utilities or anything?
Oh, you
do you all do, like when you swipe the card, the 3%, what is that?
Yeah, merchant services.
Do you all do that?
Yes.
Yes, so we have it in,
That's in there.
we have an in-house, merchant service offering, so everything from, we can even, tie your tax payment system through your website. And we can put a QR code on your utility bills and things like that. So all they have to do is hit that button and it goes directly to a website that we can facilitate so that those payments go directly into your, accounts.
We're as big as the Chases, but it's
It's just a whole lot nice.
as friendly as the little hometown banks.
Now, when we talked in May, that process, you said there was a third party vendor involved.
So we actually switched in
Okay,
September to Deluxe.
Yes.
So we switched in-house.
Good.
Uh,
I didn't like the third party.
Yeah, so we switched in-house. Our rep, his name's Alan McLean.
He's
You're
a
gonna,
People's Bank employee.
yes, you're gonna learn that I'm throwing out a lot of names. These are all in-house employees. We put a team around you all so that if you need something in a specific section of the bank, you have an expert. And I am your jack of all trades kind of intermediary as your local banker here next door. So Alan McLean is absolutely your payment processing, merchant services, whether it's a physical machine or something that's integrated with the city website.
worth the tax.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm the treasurer for my HOA and we just moved everything to People's to like facilitate that. And so we take, annual, monthly dues through that process. And it is far more easy than waiting on checks and things like that.
We have some contracts that we gotta get out of and then, we can get out of them. They were signed by past commissioners,
Sure.
but that will be looked at in the future, definitely.
We can put a proposal together and then you can take a picture or take a,
Just think of something.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do that.
I definitely want to get the deposit thing working, whether, I don't know how we do it, but I think it's gonna save her a lot of time and
Yeah.
effort.
I'm creating a punch list, so we'll make sure, I don't wanna bombard you, but you're going to be getting introduced to a number of experts soon.
Appreciate y'all's time.
Absolutely.
Anybody
Thank you all.
You brought the base to me today.
Yeah.
Anybody have any?
One more question. On both of y'all's business cards, it says President's Club.
Mhm.
How do you do that?
So President's Club is something that People's Bank put together, several years ago with a CEO that came in and it's basically the creme de la creme. You know, they bring the top of the performers within their area and they're honored with, a dinner and awards and those kinds of things. So I've been there 10 times and then I've kind of said, I can't go anymore because I'm now a manager and so my people go. But it was something very nice just to be honored.
Not everybody has those, and see, I would have been humiliated and embarrassed if mine didn't have that on.
Well, I made sure it was on both of them before I had it.
I've got the new logo on it
Oh, fancy.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
I liked it. I think I like the logo better.
Thank you.
Everything's trying to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will definitely be,
Thank you.
Do you want me?
Y'all have a good
obviously,
Thanksgiving.
We've got two things that I'm gonna work on. I'll get over to say, do you want me to run everything through Michelle? Or Michelle?
both of them.
Probably just me and Michelle.
Okay, I just didn't wanna like bombard everybody, at the same time, I didn't wanna just like bombard her.
Just like the online and depositing checks is gonna be me and I'm just sitting down. The day when I get there, definitely want that phone number. But,
Thank you.
the CDs and that's all their decision. You know, I'm just gonna tell you what to do with it.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. I'll put together a pretty robust email that kind of goes over everything.
Mhm.
And you'll get names and contact information. And then I don't know if you can make a comment that there are some things that you all can't discuss independently. You have to be all together. So like if Dustin needs to come here and do exactly what they did, but in person, when's the next one?
December 12th.
I didn't know if you were avoiding December 25th. So,
I think we go 23rd, 22nd, somewhere in there. 23rd.
okay, then maybe I'll invite them for that one. And that way we can kind
We
of,
understand.
yeah, it's entirely, I'm 7 minutes away. So it is more than easy for me to make every single one of them if I need to be. But I appreciate your all's time. And if you all need anything else, just reach out. But I will touch base with you all tomorrow evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you again. Here's what.
Oh, okay. We got the November 8th minutes.
So I will make a motion to accept the November 8th minute change.
Dale has a.
Oh, Bill has a change?
It goes for both of them, actually, when we get into it, but just, like where it says can go into executive session, can we change that wording instead of in pursuit of to how it's mentioned above? Because you would say pursuant to KRS and in regards to instead of on discussions which, but that way the verbiage matches the same. But you wouldn't say in pursuit of the statute.
I see what you're saying.
You'd say pursuant to the statute. And instead on, say in regards to,
Just pursuant to KRS
Instead of.
instead of in pursuit.
Anything else, Matt?
on that one, just those two, the pursuant to and in regards to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, once we make those corrections for the special meeting on November 8th, we approve the November 8th meeting. Motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
And,
Alright. And the November 14th ones?
is that a special meeting?
No, it was regular.
So why does it say,
Oh, it's like.
No, that was. the
14th?
Oh,
Oh, that was our off one because we couldn't meet.
We had to reschedule
Okay,
this.
Yep,
so we have two.
that was Friday, right?
Yeah. That won't be better.
Huh.
On that one, the same thing when it comes to executive session, taking out the in pursuit of, but pursuant to. And the only other thing to change the numbering of the agenda, because, parking lot survey would have been the 8th thing, and then, because we did city clerk of executive session, then we adjourned immediately after, right? So that'd be number 9, not number 8, and then adjourns number 10. Just so it doesn't cause confusion on the road, like, did they talk about it afterwards? Because we didn't have the recorders going, remember we came back? I wouldn't want to think that we did something that was recorded.
Just for you to have that.
Yeah, which is 7, that's the 8, that's the 9. So the city clerk would be 9,
We probably.
parking lot 8. And then change it up in the agenda numbers, since we didn't follow that up here.
Anything else? Did anybody make a motion?
I'll motion to accept the November 14th special meeting minutes. After a few changes. I think most of the changes. Okay,
I'll second that. All those in favor? Police Department report?
You don't have a big number of calls for
Busy man today.
21 calls since the 15th. Been kind of big. We're still getting a few parking complaints. We're dealing with. Hopefully that'll all go away during the next week or so. Done.
Speaking of the parking lot, he did say that, well, I was kind of hoping for yesterday or tomorrow, but he should be taking those buckets down.
It's the first thing in the morning.
They-
Just need to get started. We'll talk about it.
Is it just parking related over there, or is it just this area? Still this area?
There's still parking over there in 15-minute parking zone, walking up from the. So I have pretty much told Whitney and I've told Jennifer over there that, if, especially on the weekends, because that's when they're all coming in on Saturday. If they call and by the time I get down here, it's gonna be more than 15 minutes, I'm just gonna call tow truck. I don't know. It'd be oblivious. I mean, there's plenty of places to park, and there'll be even more places to park. And just,
So I know that on the last meeting that we had talked about putting parking spots in, and that you said you were gonna call, and I don't know if you did or not. I will tell you that I did talk, during an encroachment, they don't really have a problem up to a certain amount, because that is non-used, non-drivable area. Now, we may not be able to go full length parking lot, but we have, it's basically, we have to apply like it's an encroachment. And give a design of where all these parking spots would be up and down Main Street, so it would be like a 3-foot line
from the curb.
from the curb, wide only. But it would be us like, applying like an encroachment, showing them how we want all these spots parking and everything else. And it might be something that you might want to look into. I didn't really dive into it, I was just there in the encroachment, for the city market.
You talk to Natalia or
There was an individual there.
with the state?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can reach back out.
Well, I think we really need to dial it in what they want from us. It's gonna be an encroachment, like John said, and then how we lay it out is something that we're all gonna have to agree upon and make sure that we can legally do it. And I think that'll help resolve a lot of things, because I think a lot of times people come down here and don't know where to park. And they say a 15-minute parking. And they park it. Now, the parking lot's gonna be great, we gotta get signs up, get it striped for everything else, but, you know, the time will tell. Work in progress, work in progress.
We need to update our ordinance too for parking tickets.
Well, $5 is a lot.
Well, and with that said, about the time we check our ordinances, because I think last time I read it, it says that we have to have things up saying the statute allows us to tow
Yeah, we don't,
before we tow and get, you know, have to eat the bill on that.
Yeah, we're trying to look at that.
I would just. Let's all work, let's try to work on this encroachment, if we gotta, it probably won't happen until next year, but we gotta get it going. Other than that,
I'm waiting on a call from Darren about.
oh, can I ask you a question? Encroachment was approved. It's a umbrella underneath the parade for the Christmas. Yeah, so it's
For a holiday market.
for the holiday market. It's gonna be an umbrella for this area from 6 to 9. I called, it was approved Friday. Just checking on it.
Does that mean they're still sending it to me?
They're still in some.
Okay.
But are we gonna have like 2 cops or what, do we- you know, where, we need to figure out, are we gonna have road signs up or what, you know? What do we gotta get?
I mean, they have a pretty easy detour.
It is. It
I
is.
don't think it's gonna be an issue.
And I don't know, but there's certain things, and like they'll tell you that we have to guideline, that we have to follow by, if, you know, if we're gonna shut Main Street down, then we have to put up a sign. We might have to, I don't know those guidelines. I don't know, maybe Megan. I don't know,
It'll say on the encroachment.
I didn't see that, even on the 4th of July, where we shut down for Halloween, I didn't even see where it said that we had to put up
It's
signs.
down the bottom of the addenda, it says you must do so much notification.
Yeah. It's kind of more like involved like the police and stuff, like I read through it like 2 or 3 times, and I didn't see it on there where it said we had to put signs up, we just did it to let everybody know. Luckily, EMA let us have it, because it was very expensive.
I don't know that you'll be able to get them for Christmas.
That's, yeah, I don't know either, and that's kind of why I'm bringing that up, and, you know, it's coming up on us, and if we're gonna 45 vendors, we're gonna have a lot of people down here, and,
There's a big difference between.
yeah, the whole thing, I agree.
Blocking just from Wood Lane.
I agree.
Locust Point.
It's just a little bit of inconvenience instead of the whole inconvenience. We also just, we still got to prepare for it. I just didn't know if you were gonna try to run it on your own, if you want 2 cops, or.
I've already sent an email to Jeremy.
Okay.
So you wanting me to follow up with somebody to see if we have to have a sign? To let
I
everybody
don't
know?
know, if maybe Dale can read through the encroachment when we actually physically get it. From what I understand, we already got when Dale applied for it in July for the parade, they just attached it as an encroachment underneath, the umbrella underneath that encroachment. So it's like it's still there, but they have, like, we need an updated one or something. I haven't seen it.
It should be in this part here, the bottom of encroachment, where it talks about parades and, division of maintenance permits manual.
Yeah.
Should list in there.
It gets a little weird though, because where they put it underneath the umbrella, I don't know. We gotta make sure this is gonna happen, everything we do kosher. Cause we had,
I mean, so you're telling me you want me to reach out and ask it?
I mean, it ain't hurt nothing.
Okay.
If that's, it's just gonna be from Wood Lane,
Yeah,
Mulberry down.
Yes.
Locust Fork.
Locust Fork,
It's on it's on the inside, so they're still aware.
yeah.
You just want me to ask if we need to advertise that we're shutting
Yes.
down from Mulberry?
Yes.
Like I said, get pretty close to that.
Do we have to advertise?
Advertise that. Cause it's only a block. Or a block, 2 blocks, whatever it is. I just wanna make sure we don't get ourselves in a pickle, cause we almost did on that last one. The guy, he told me that we had a lot of people call and validate our encroachment, permit. And, just to let you know. But other than that,
What did you say about Darren?
I'm just waiting on a call back from Darren and see if they can do the stripes for the park places and to make sure that it's okay. We'd have to have you all to agree on how it's gonna be laid out, but we're gonna start at the restaurant, work our way down.
Yeah.
And just.
well, we have to do an encroachment. That guy told me at the state that we would have to do an encroachment for that.
But we would have to.
A permit. We would go and send that to him. And it would be no different than an encroachment saying that we went from the gas station to the dollar store, and this is how many parking spots are in there.
Okay, but do we need like a special meeting or something to figure that out, since that's not on the agenda today? I mean,
Well, no,
No, this is overview.
it's open meeting.
Yeah.
It's just that, my thing is you would just sit there and go, what is the average length of the car, and then how much your distance is, and then you would go down and say, oh, I can't park here because there's a yellow spot, or a handicap spot, or whatever it may be. Basically, yeah,
They're generally, I guess, the standard parking size is 18 feet deep, or 18 feet long.
the thing about this too, though, guys, is if y'all realize that if we do this, and then we have a snow emergency, they are, you know, and our policies, the way that they're written, and we call snow emergency, they have to be off the road. That's a parking spot. So, you know, that signifies, because right now, it's just Main Street, everything's,
But we, signs can take care of that, and I mean, there are times in my subdivision that say, you know, if snow is more than 2 to 4 inches, then you can't park on the street.
Yeah, so as far as the advertising, the reason we didn't have to do it for 4th of July, this is from Robert Baker. He's actually the permit engineer. He said, as far as advertising, this pertains to warning voters of the closure when the event is going to take place. Social media can be fine, because since you're closing for 15 to 30 minutes, I don't think there'll be issues if you want to just place message boards. So that was in relation, I have to try and find it, but there's a conversation where he says we have to advertise.
that's why I'm bringing this up though, is because the encroachment falls underneath that parade, and it goes back to the same thing where we really wouldn't need it, but where he put it underneath the same permit, and it's only 2 blocks, it's like, you know, we need to know if we need to do it or not, and that's kind of what I was,
I think you're right, because there's a way around it. I mean,
yeah, there is, but hopefully we don't have to. But just advertising on Facebook, great, but that's all I got.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Fire department?
Oh, my goodness. Big news from fire department.
Well, it is, my pleasure, to announce, another grant of, magnificent proportion that we have. I first want to recognize our grant writer, Greg Anderson, member of our department now for 5 or 6 years. Superb human being, but obviously very gifted as far as writing grants. It's, not simply responsible, but he is largely responsible for writing both of the ones that we now have. In addition to the one that we received for the 11 air packs and 6 sets of turnout gear, we now have the provision of $300,000, which we must match with $100,000. Figured ways to do that. They're in progress, and it doesn't have to happen tonight. We are looking forward to this. This is, I'm told by one of Congressman Barr's associates in DC, called me about it, that he's not aware of any time in history and in his knowledge that a community our size has received 2 federal government grants from different sources. Obviously, one is the Fire Act grant. The other is through the USDA, as I understand it. And Congressman Barr singled out 2 departments as being potential recipients, which was subsequently approved by the Congress. So we're very much looking forward to that purchase. We've already been looking. I've already been to one manufacturer, talked with one of the banks in Georgetown about lending, and they can do it, but it's more expensive than the fire commission money. I suspect, although we'd have to talk to each bank separately, we'd probably find the same thing. But it's a substantial difference as far as the rates are concerned. New opportunity sounds interesting as well. And I might say that Russell is my hometown. I was raised there on Boyd Street. One of my close friends and former volunteer fire persons up there is now the mayor of Russell. They're good people. I don't know these folks, but I can definitely speak to the quality of the people from Russell. That's the bulk of our news. We did get our, gutters. I don't know if we talked about that before or not, but the gutters have been repaired and got the, at the fire station. We got the, before I go on with that, I want to be sure and recognize, not only did we have the great grant writer, but we had a groundswell of support, not only from the citizenry, the governments of Scott County, this area. We had, I don't know the exact number of letters yet, that Greg's getting that number for me, but that groundswell of support.
I sent 45 out the day before our deadline, and I got 35 back. They were all sent to Michelle.
Okay, 35. I was thinking
And
30.
that was congressmen to other fire chiefs, to police chiefs, to magistrates, to city officials.
But that's what turned the tide and helped put us over the brink. So I do want to thank the community, especially the Stamping Ground, but also Greater Scott County and everyone involved in that effort. Anyway, back to the gutters. Like I said, they've been repaired. We've got the bill, and that's going to be paid here soon. So we should be able to shed water now. We're talking again to an electrical contractor who is willing to help us hook up the generator on a permanent basis, the way it's supposed to be. More details on that to follow, but that's a relatively new development from last week. Got any questions? Yes, sir.
Water.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the water leak has been repaired. It was repaired, within 24 hours, and it was under the $1,000 limit, so we asked that you go ahead and pay that. And if it will do, I might say, and I don't know who did the work before, but there was a shark bite coupling used to repair that water line. And
You did it again.
I wasn't there at the moment when it was done, so I hope not, but we told them.
The bigger
It was a grant that you were getting for public truck, right? It was that without.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
My vision is to duplicate the one that we have. It's not.
so we're gonna have two. You're gonna keep the one that we run down as a backup.
Correct.
And then we have another one,
Yeah, ISO requires that you have.
so we're gonna liquidate that one
Something. Yes, I would say liquidated.
or put it in the garage back there with the other one.
No.
It depends on the language of the actual agreement. If this went through FEMA, a lot of FEMA grants for apparatus require you, after a apparatus has passed its serviceable life, you destroy it. It can't be used as a pump remorse. It's not safe just to sell it to a little apartment. And we all know that has not been a great apparatus as of late for our people. So it depends on what the agreement says and the funding says, if it even says anything about disposing of that.
So but yes, we do not intend to, we don't have any place to park it, to secure it or anything like that, so.
This little truck that's back here at the building.
Yes, sir.
What's the plans on that? If any.
Well, we'd love to get it running again. I've been hesitant to ask with the financial situation the way it is. When it was put back on the road approximately 4 years ago, it was done purely at my expense and the assistance of a fellow coworker from Lexington. I personally got a little frustrated because it wasn't taken care of after that. And now that I'm the chief, I can assure you that it will be taken care of.
Yeah, that's kind of what the cost would be.
I don't know what exactly is wrong with us. I suspect it's either fuel or ignition. We did put electronic ignition on it when we redid it the last time. We put the electric fuel pump on it, so it should not be either of those things, but I don't expect it to be a whole lot of battery. Well, for sure battery.
It's standard voltage on it, so from the original.
Yeah, it's 12 volt now.
It's not safe.
I wouldn't, even if we can't get it running to drag it out and, I don't know,
But it'd be nice if we had California doors in there, had
Yeah.
glass, you could see it inside at least, and I could move, at least see it, light it up, and
But for Christmas, if you're we're gonna be having Santa down there again.
here.
it can be here, yeah.
That's right.
But it'd be nice to be able to have photos on it, maybe with you.
Oh, sure, we could at least pull it out of the station and clean it up. So it's in relatively good shape. It hasn't really changed much since it was put in there. I saw it about 4 or 5 months ago. Maybe less than.
If it wasn't too awful to get it going, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but if it's a lot.
Well, and that's the thing, you have to decide, do you want it for its original nature, original engine, original everything, or do you want it to run? Because there is an option, get rid of the original flathead from 32 and update everything, just like they updated the fuel pump. I mean, you want to be able to get on the road or just we keep scrambling for parts and.
If I might, let me do a real assessment of it. Maybe get some professional people to
Yeah.
help me assess it and
Definitely.
give us an estimate of what we take.
That would be great. I'd love to see it in a parade if we can get it.
They're relatively much simpler.
Mm.
Just thought, I for sure will know how I am about an old car truck, so. And that's probably got back on the road before and like I say, under different leadership, it wasn't taken care of.
Mm.
So,
I want to congratulate y'all.
Absolutely.
This grant guy that's writing the grant, can he work with part-time for the city?
That's between you all and me.
And his employer, because he has a
Well,
heavy job.
can we get him a little bit more hours? Something.
He puts in a lot of hours. He makes runs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's something we proud of.
Actually, he's got a
Tell him don't stop.
pretty big job and he takes off a couple of days, a month at least to staff the station. Not necessarily.
Go for the record, go for like 5 grants in 1 year.
So, but we've gotten several others before, smaller grants. We got the water from Budweiser, or Anheuser-Busch. We've gotten
35 for the training center.
yes, obviously the training center, we were fortunate there. We've gotten 6 thermal imaging cameras before. And both of the last years, we've gotten the agriculture grant, not forestry, but forestry. Gotten the forestry grant, which is it's a matching grant, but you still. So we're trying. We're trying to bring outside resources. You all ask us to do that.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So
We're doing the best we can.
Rock on, man. You did a good job.
Thank you.
with all that said, let me pass this down to you all. And this isn't a novel idea. When we bought our last truck, we did this, city did, excuse me. I'd like to ask commission's approval to form a committee to work with chief on this. The committee would be, the fire commissioner, the police commissioner, the fire chief. I'd like to see if we can find somebody that's retired from a career department near here that's not involved with the city, not on the fire department, to be a fourth person. And I'd like to do like they did last time and have a citizen get involved if we can find one willing to volunteer to be involved. And you can see there I've listed a bunch of, well, not a bunch, a few reasons why when they did last time and why I think this time would be a good idea to do it. The bulk of, finding the apparatus stuff would be the chief, but, as Chief just said, they've already reached out and talked to a bank, but, by our own ordinances, that should be a commission member doing that, reaching out.
There
I
was
think
there
the
was
mayor on
no
it.
formal submission.
No, I'm not even saying formal. I'm not even saying formal. I'm just saying if it deals with the financing of it, then that needs to come through here, just following our ordinances and following our way of administration and finance. But that would free up some stuff from you. We do looking on that side and you do looking on getting your truck spec'd out.
but I understand.
What is this in regards to, Dan?
To form a committee for the fire truck, for the due fire truck, for the process. of it.
Fire truck?
Yeah, yeah.
We need a committee for that?
I think you do, yeah. Yeah, I've got some reasons I can give if you like, other than what's on there.
Okay.
Well, one, if you read the line, 5 members reduces a transition lag or failure process should any individual resign or leave for any reason. The mayor knows, I spoke to her after this happened, but somebody did want to resign early in the year. And if that were to happen, that could definitely put a hole in moving forward the process. Helps promote the proper records keeping and progress reporting to the commission. We all know there's times that with their lives, the fire representatives can't be here, so at least that puts somebody on the commission that could speak if there's a question that day or that meeting about what's going on in progress. Help ensure the compliance with time and reporting requirements and fulfilling the federal process. That goes back to when I wrote the $35,000 for the training grant. I was thrown to the wolves. I was the only one that was having to file these reports and keep track of the report filed and come down here and ask the clerk, why didn't you send this when I asked you to send it, I think if you have a committee, the committee can meet, make sure, and do the checkbox. With that, if we did the fire department, fire commission grant, that's just some of the forms that have to be filled out and submitted. And those are forms that need to come from administration and finance. I think a committee would just be good about staying on track with all this and getting done, because, I think this isn't chief goes and tells a place to build it, and it's built next month. They're at 18 months now. I mean, it's got so bad in building that some apparatus companies have went ahead and bought unbuilt fire truck space so they can build these, because there's so backlog with building fire trucks. This could be a process that goes on into the next commission. It's not just like they got it on a shelf, we go drive it home the next day.
You entertain me this, Bill? This is just, we got ignorance. Here are the commissioner of the fire department.
Yes,
You have a chief and you have an assistant chief.
yes.
I don't know why we would make a committee when we have those 3 already in place. In my personal opinion. Now, whether that is a language or communication boundary that you're facing or they're facing or whatever it may be, I don't know why we would go and make another committee when we already have somebody. Now, we could potentially get a 4th by appointing one of us to help you also, so then you have your 4, but I don't know.
Well, the one reason I put 5th was,
Yeah.
you never want 4 in any committee. If
Right.
something comes up and we're discussing and we're saying, hey, I don't know if this is the route we should do, or the city don't have the spending to add this extra thing that you want to add, then you have 4 that's gonna argue, 2 wants it, 2 don't. I mean,
I totally understand what you're saying. But that's also to my point is we shouldn't be making a committee. That should be a commissioner.
then I would need to ask publicly that they start talking to me.
Well, I don't know if y'all have whatever y'all have. I'm just trying to talk about, I understand what you're trying to do and I see the writing on the wall.
Well, no, what I'm trying to do is make sure there isn't writing on the wall.
I'd be
With
mad
5
too.
people- With 5 people involved, then there's no mad at somebody, not mad at somebody, or want to get something done, not want to get something done.
I think it's a great thing. And I think we should take full advantage of it. And I don't think we should do anything to hurt this. And if it means we gotta make a committee, we have to make a committee, but this is just me. Unless you don't want this, a committee, then the only other option is we go away that.
Well, and see, there's a problem we're kind of into too. You spoke to it on other things with the police department. At some point, we gotta realize we're the ones that have to say, okay, on the money. And we're the ones that have to think about the future of that fire apparatus being here for the city. And no offense, not the fire members. I mean, they have to tell us that it's gonna work for them, but we need to make sure it's here and stays here for the community for the next 15 years of the whatever funding we get and financing we get.
I totally agree with that.
I just think,
To me, to ask for a committee is a bold statement.
I agree.
okay,
And it's not, I understand why you're doing it. And you probably,
you've seen it. I mean, you've seen when not just me, but other commissioners get disrespected by somebody that is an appointed person that serves us and serves the city.
and that shouldn't be tolerated.
No, shouldn't.
And I'm not on nobody's side. If John did it right now, I'd tell you the same thing. John, we was wanting a new cop car and we wanted to make a committee, I'd be like, well, we already have somebody. We can appoint somebody to help the process,
Yeah,
just as a buddy. But to me, the commissioner is over that. No different than I'm over economic, no different, he's over parks,
then I,
administration.
and I've just publicly asked that I be kept in the loop from here on out. And that we have meetings and we.
Personally,
Because here's how it goes with apparatus, they don't just take your order.
Wait a minute, personally. And I don't mean to stop you, but they can't do it without you, all of us.
But that's the thing, departments have been doing stuff without us.
That,
You said it the other day, it's how we got into the whole camera thing. I mean, it was signed off before it even came here. I mean,
They can't make $100,000 purchase without us.
no, yeah.
I'm just saying, so they have to work.
Yeah.
It's not it.
And here's another reason why. When I left and quit working with the training center, there's still $15,000 in there. As far as I know, unless it's gone now, it was still there when we started our commission 5 years later. Things need to be continually followed up, make sure this money's being spent, make sure the follow-ups are done. Cause like with the trucks, you don't take your order and they don't talk to you for 18 months. They send you, if it's a reputable company, Chief Tell me wrong, they send you monthly updates. This is the progress of where your truck's at. This is what we have, we have to get down, we have to get engineer things for the doors to make sure it's the right size for that truck to get in there. How hard would it be to order a truck and it doesn't even fit in our bay? And don't think that's a novel thing because 2 chiefs ago, they tried to buy a truck that wouldn't even fit in there with the pump on top, with the dead gun on top. Actually, the one we have, they backed in and ripped it off one time. I mean, it's just a lot of, I think more eyes into it, the more you won't miss something, but I'm putting that. Especially with
Do you
the,
have any issue keeping him in the loop on?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I haven't. We would welcome him. We haven't seen you in the fire station.
and Chief, I've told you, I'm sick of that. I'll just say it like this, I'm sick of that answer on meeting nights, because you said that numerous times, I work. Just like every commissioner on here, that's my work night, so I can't be there on Monday night. So please don't say that comment again, because I'm tired of hearing that. I work Monday nights. I work tonight. I had to beg somebody to work with me tonight overtime for me to even come tonight. So I don't want to hear that again. I'm sorry to put it like that, but I have a life. They work jobs. I work a job.
I
That
didn't
can be
say
used
anything
against me.
about Monday night. We would welcome you to come to the station anytime. I've not seen you in the station in this.
Would I be welcome?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll be there.
The only time I'm guaranteed to be there generally is Monday, but you're welcome anytime and I'll meet you there.
Well, I mean, I'll come see the guys. If you're saying that, you said before, none of them know who I am. I mean, yeah, you said that before.
Okay, this is not the time or place for this. We're done with this. We're not going to make, I don't see any point in making a committee. If you two can't verbalize things and communicate, then maybe we need to have somebody else take
I
fire.
think me and him can. I
Okay.
think it's the third person that
Okay,
we all know.
well, that person isn't even here tonight, and you're not communicating very well right now either.
Apologize for that.
So we can talk about this after the meeting if you'd like, but right now we're done. Thank you, Chief.
Okay.
Here's my report.
Thank you.
Public Works, Jennifer, and the fire department. I only did 2 copies. I don't know if the motion is absolutely needed. That is the contract from Marshall. But I wanted to make sure everybody knew before you sign it, that is to repair the roof.
I believe we've already motioned on this thing, we do.
I thought we had to.
I thought we did.
We did. You all specifically motioned to have Marshall approve it, but I just have the contract now, so.
It's over, it's
Oh, I mean, I think it's where we bunch and start with.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
So we don't need to make a motion, then we've already approved this.
I thought
We gotta sign off.
Unless you want to make it for specifically with the same amount, that we don't come back and say, well, it's
Did we
2,000.
claim insurance? We didn't claim insurance.
No.
That was what we, yeah.
Yeah.
The gutters is also part of that.
Is this just 2 copies?
Yes, we got it.
Okay.
Going to the file.
Streets, I'm sorry, Public Works. Hold
I know, he was about to have right over there.
on.
So on this half of the town, I've got all the little red bows up on all the corners. I do plan on putting the rest of them up, but unfortunately I'll be on vacation starting tomorrow and won't be back till Sunday. So if anybody wants to jump in and do it, the whole box of those is over here. If not, I'll just do it when I get back.
Cause you have them on the poles with the banners, right?
Yes,
They're getting ready to change the banners.
okay.
So
It's
I
not,
can have that added.
that would be awesome. It's not gonna actually affect the banner though, cause I'm putting it right up around the top.
No, I was just saying they can knock them both out at the same time.
Make a note that you have two banners down here that need to be
Banners too.
changed out.
Out of the Buffalo Spring one, it's faded out.
There's one look like it was,
Happy holidays, ones.
I thought they were like the,
I'll check it out. That's
I haven't
all.
got you.
The ones back to me.
I don't think we have.
The whole reason I went with red bones is I thought we were keeping these banners up.
I mean, if that's what we wanna do, I can just have it.
Oh,
match
yeah,
the rest of them.
I think we should
Keep the, what, these?
keep these up.
What do we have
Okay.
that's going up?
I don't know, that's what I'm,
Is that those?
But they wanna come put those up.
Do we have? Yeah.
There's two different ones, but I think they
Yeah, I was
both
gonna
say
say-
happy holidays,
They do.
but one of them has like more of a red look, and I feel like it's more of a fall look, but the other one I love because it's got the buffalo and it's all the snow.
Well, what if we did like every other?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we can do that.
The snowy buffalo, one thing on that, we have to remember, they don't put it up here on the sidewalk, cause it's so long, you hit it. We still have a side ordinance that we're supposed to follow too, it's like,
I mean,
those
just,
are the pretty.
I'll let you do what you wanna do.
yeah, do what you want.
And then, back here at the pavilion, I've got all the cables strung for the lights. I just have not had a chance to go get the lights yet. So if anybody wants to do that, you'll be reimbursed for it.
So, where you going? You go for it.
I was gonna say, how much you have for it, because there will be Black Friday sales, we can try to pick up lights from Chick Free.
So
Yeah,
I would like to donate some economic development for beautifying,
Nice.
whatever we need to get there.
Okay.
I would say $200 would cover it, right?
yeah.
Up to $200 to put those lights up
Yeah.
for beautifying the town.
And the best ones, I don't know if anybody has a Costco membership, but the best lights for that is at Costco.
I
Do you
got
have-
Costco needs.
So I mean, if any of us are there, you know,
LEDs, so they see.
They're the ones that look like the old.
Oh.
Two,
Yeah.
$200.
Oh, you're talking about
Economic development.
Yeah.
marking, not Christmas lights.
Right,
Oh, okay.
yeah. They're,
the
they're-
round-
yeah, the round ones that just kind
Like
of.
this.
That Edison bulb.
what are they called? Yes,
But you get it's 48 foot and they're 29 bucks.
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, so just,
And we need about 160 feet out here, maybe a little bit more, maybe 200 feet to be safe.
Costco's a giving place like Walmart.
I don't know, but I wanna get involved and I wanna do that. That's beautifying the town, and especially we got the Christmas party coming up. I think it's all good.
Yeah, the hard part's down, the cable's there. All you gotta do is hook the lights to them.
I almost wanna put them in front of the parking lot too, but. You know,
It would be nice to put around.
That would be, if that parking lot was available for that night,
it,
that would be good too.
it will be open in the morning.
So you can use that for vendors too.
I was,
So you said open in the morning, so
6 o'clock in the morning and people go, he said it's cured.
It won't be live.
but somebody mentioned up here, and I thought it was a good idea, has anybody done a Q-tip go over to make sure everything looks good? And
I do. I walked in there with, Mullins
okay,
the day that he,
so I know somebody mentioned that it was kind of dry pour.
he was great.
Yeah, that was very dry for.
But,
But he gave us a year
yes, he did.
of workmanship.
They did complete it, with the proper equipment, or the proper pieces that I thought.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come back and cut it, rebar it, and
Nice.
the next day, it was dry for, that's why it's good in cover. Listen, I'm not a concrete expert. I mean, if somebody wants to call somebody,
Yeah,
I think he had a hard time getting to the place he normally gets concrete, I think had issues.
Yeah,
getting
no,
concrete that day.
Winchester, yeah.
And it coming from Winchester,
it's got a year warranty.
makes rough.
I mean,
I'm good with that as long as you got warranty.
I was happy with it, other than the uncontinuous pour, but I mean, it is what it is.
that's all I had.
Better than it was.
All
Yeah,
right.
economic development.
I'm sorry, I skipped right over streets this time, back home, go ahead.
I don't really have much. Michelle had sent me a message. Somebody was, I guess there's a school bus sign that's been vandalized. It's been vandalized for a really long time.
Fort Road.
Wood Lake. But I reached out to the state and the bus garage. The bus garage is gonna tell them that they want it replaced, so that'll be replaced. I talked to Wiley and he said that mid-December is when I should have all the pole holders, that they got the stuff to powder coat in. They've been drilling the holes so that we can have the screws in. To put it in. We really appreciate it. They'll be coming out soon I mean, I don't care to leave the green banners and just have the bows put on if that's what everybody thinks that we should do with it.
I think whatever you think is gonna look better. Just go for it.
Okay. And then hopefully right after that, I should be getting the street signs in the ground.
Right, Lynchburg.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Really gonna set. But that's it, I don't, or that I can remember off the top of my head.
I did price, Solo Gallery, snowflakes. And it was about $600 per pole.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're gonna skip that for now. Yeah.
I do have a question though, just because I want to make sure that I do this correctly. When we're expecting snow, how do we normally go about this? Because I really freaked out the other day when it started snowing and I was sitting at work and I was like, was I supposed to call him? Like, do we normally call him the night before, the morning of? Like, how do we want that to go down?
only person,
$1,500 and he wakes up at 3 in the morning and sits around all day. Before that, I don't know.
I think they have to be called out, right? That's what we put in the contract. And,
Available to call you.
yeah, available calls, so I mean, you know, the problem is do we have guidelines that calls, what threatens a call? I don't know.
And in the past, it's just been
Discretion,
streets commissioner,
you know. So that's right.
and that's also who we give number 2 and like funds.
Yeah.
You're street commission, you're Woodrow Club.
If you want to take a poll or something, I mean, I
Well,
guess.
I think what he said, I mean, cause he said if he's expecting to snow, like he can come out here. It's just more or less like when he did it for Sadieville, if it's supposed to snow 4 hours, do we want him to come out first thing in the morning and have it plowed first thing in the morning, or do we want him to wait and plow when it's supposed to stop snowing?
That's, you know, Jill.
I will,
That's right.
I'll give him a call. All right, so.
Hey, how do you do this?
Help me.
I feel you. I worried about that the day that you weren't here, the day that we proved that us. Don't know how.
I mean, he's very, anytime that I reach out to him, I get a hold of him. So, I mean, I don't have a hard time getting in contact. It's just, I wanted to try to follow whatever we've been doing. If we call the night before, or the day of, or do we wait? And I'm just over here, I get to make that decision.
Because, I mean, we can lean on our attorneys a little bit there and say, what is the literature that is required for the call out?
Counties can't predict snow.
They can help mitigate it, you know.
All right, I'll reach out to JR and tell him,
Keep me on,
Give me
keep me on the
some
snow list.
give me some advice.
Anything else?
No.
All right, so, as y'all know, the parking lot will be, able to be parked on tomorrow, first thing in the morning. It does not have lines, it will be at your own, or at your own risk. I would like to ask the commission now to turn this over to the streets and get Daryl to paint us, some lines on there. With this being said, John did a really good job last, week, sent us all an email of how the proposal of what the parking lot would look like if we went that route. If anybody has any objections or whatever, that's fine, we'll talk about them. But basically, he's got it laid out where we would have 10 parking spots and one of them would even be, handicap accessible. But I wanna work with Megan to try to get, I guess Daryl to paint that for us. Or Darren, I'm sorry.
I was wondering who we were talking about for a second.
like, I figured that's who he was.
Yeah. But the thing is that's awful big, I don't know how well they'll be able to lay that out, you know, and there might be something, they might not want to tiger.
Well, I mean, if we could draw it out for him, I know that Darren is detail oriented in the sense that he could definitely, I could see him doing it. I think that he is OCD enough that
Did you
it,
see the email that John sent out about the parking lot,
I don't
the
know,
layout?
maybe.
No.
Because they're at, oh, yeah, it does, because you had them at a diagonal.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other ideas other than that?
I don't,
I know it's pretty well,
that'd
you
just be interesting to,
have to back out.
yeah, like.
The only other option that I told John even was, is if it's 60 foot long. And we basically done like 7 parking spots straight ahead, and then you do 3 that are, parallel parking inside. And then you could back out and take off, but you're gonna get 9 that way. Either way, it's, I think, we try to get it arranged with him, and then we'll take a vote on the best layout. If anybody has, basically, me telling y'all, come up with your best, I like John's, and if we're all in favor of this, what we'll do. And I appreciate him doing that, cause I was struggling. I say, man, I don't know how to, and he worked on it primarily, but. So think about that, and maybe reach out to him to see if he'll even entertain that. If
It'll
not,
probably cost, I mean, we'll have to decide on if I've got the money to pay for paint as well.
well, we can get you paid.
Okay.
But I also, is it, like, what kind of paint is he using?
And there's a store that we
Okay.
went to,
So it's special.
mhm.
Also, with that being said, parking lot is done. Do y'all wanna put up bushes or something up here on the front coming down? You know, I don't know right now if it's time to be painting bushes, planting bushes or something else to maintain for the city.
Yeah.
But it also deters people from walking up through there in the years coming.
Maybe look at it.
Y'all would like to entertain it in spring. Basically, what I'm telling you, other than it being striped, have a, get the signs up, obviously.
Something since you're talking about future for that parking lot, they did reopen that, I think I read, they reopened the federal government grants for EV charging stations. And you got that, John's diagram had that nice little kind of V at the top of the lot. And one of the things about the EV thing, last time I read it, last time on commission, was you had to have access close to a power source, that pole's right there. We've got that V, they could put the charging stations in there. That'd be good for our bed and breakfasts around here, give people coming wanting to walk around the park, they can charge, and we get the money from the charging station.
Not a bad idea.
Fly.
Okay, so I want to hear.
Anybody else? Anybody else don't want him to apply? You want?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were asking if any of us had any other ideas.
You didn't hear
We
my
have a motion of.
You didn't hear my
It didn't cost us.
Is there a grant?
It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we get approved, then we'll worry about that.
We have to accept.
It's a, it was 100%.
Oh, man,
Person.
yeah.
Definitely applying.
Definitely.
We'll put one somewhere.
Hey, we got a new parking lot.
Put 2 of them right out in front of City Hall.
The only other thing I have, the grocery store, I'm telling you, it's chomping at the bits, they just redone their whole parking lot. On a brand new blacktop, there you are,
Looks good too.
looks good. He's scary any day,
Am I seeing it right? It looks like the pumps now have diesel.
so so.
But they're not
I
active.
didn't see
They're
them.
not active.
I
They're not-
didn't see them put.
I
don't know how they did that.
I wasn't there for it, I can't, I'm just telling you that they are putting money into it, and it's great to see, and I'm appreciative that they're doing that. Did you have anything up on the update on them doing the blacktop on, Commonwealth? Have you
He
heard
said
it?
he's gonna put us, he has us down, I forwarded make sure that he got the signed contract, and he said that he has us, he won't be able to get us before the end of the year.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I had a person that owns a building back there that was wanting to know.
Yeah.
If it was
And he said it will be spring, cause they're backed up right now, but
This quote stays good to the year.
Oh, it's good now until they do it.
It's signed, so.
Yeah, the contract is signed that for what we agreed upon.
So that's what it is.
Cause he's gonna, you all agreed for both of them, so he's doing the 2 potholes, the one on Springview and then Birch.
Showing their training, they have all.
This one is, the one in front of school, they gotta get over that. The one in front of school is horrible.
Yeah, where did that come
I
from?
don't know.
It just appeared.
That's a state,
That's the state.
that's a state though. Maybe you call and aggravate them while you're doing it.
She hates to see me coming. Like, I swear I've talked to her so many times.
No.
She is super nice. She does, she's very responsive too.
Other than that, that's all I have.
I don't have anything else.
Finance is good.
Finance is good. Don't have anything.
Anybody else have anything to bring up?
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
And that would be some KRS 61, 8, and 1 F. Discussion which might lead the appointment of an employee.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I was younger.
All in favor?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You gotta be-